characters from the comic too, and that's the in that case, those are the only three that come from the comic. Everybody else is just movie
magic
made for the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did we lose Rob?
I guess we did.
Now maybe he's getting more.
I don't know. It said I'm the host now.
It says live.
I know, but we're not recording. We're not. I don't know what's going on.
He ran out of space.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Oh,
we're live.
Into space. We are live.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Anybody want to check their Facebook? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm going to check. That's strange. That was the first time I've ever seen that happen.
People are strange when they're a stranger.
But anyway, so like with the Blade movie, so you neither one of you have.
Oh, I saw the movie. I saw the movie. It wasn't one of my want to see it again movies or like anytime it's on, continue watching it, or it wasn't that. Don't get me wrong. I liked the vampire movies and stuff like that. But it for some reason just.
Yeah, it's still on. Sorry.
I don't know. It just didn't reach out and grab me.
I don't think.
Well, maybe it's because of my age. I was just in my real early 20s when this came out. And
what year was it that it came out?
Well, let me check now, because if I recall, it was in the late 90s.
Yeah, about 90, 93, 94, or maybe 95.
No, closer to the end of the 90s.
Really?
I believe so.
98.
That's what I'm saying. Because I want to say I was in the Navy when this came out. Because
I remember the CD with the music. I had that. I had the soundtrack.
Right, and it had the blue. It had that New Order song remixed.
My internet rebooted.
Hang on.
Well, we're gonna keep going. Ugh. But let me find out.
I like Bram Stoker's Dracula. I liked vampire movies. It's just for some reason this one didn't. Maybe it was the year that it came out that I wasn't I didn't see it when it first came out. I didn't,
98.
So the year
so
after.
Yeah, I saw this at the theater already in Ridgecrest. I was here 20 something years ago. And so I saw it at the theater. Now I'll tell you what, this theater here in Ridgecrest, this is a theater I saw episode 1, The Matrix, Blade. I mean, that year was my time here was a big time for me in movies. But yeah, so I remember seeing this at the movies. So 98, or wait, when in 98? Because I might have been in Mississippi. Mississippi is where I saw
different audience in the movie theater at that time.
Yes, very much so.
That's why you like that movie.
Wow. No, you know what? When I was in Mississippi on base, there was. Can you imagine being on a military base and seeing a car with the bumper sticker "The South will rise again"? I mean,
they would take the bumper now. Nowadays, they would take the bumper.
So let's see.
I mean, heck, I saw Dumb and Dumber. I saw Dumb and Dumber in New Orleans months before it was going to become, released.
You saw it without the soundtrack, right?
Well, I saw it with a different soundtrack. None of the songs that were on there, hardly any of the songs that were on there, were the same. It was completely different, uncolor corrected, rough cut of the movie.
Really?
Yeah, with different scenes that never made it to the movies. It was different.
When he was in the Foghorn, he got all the promotional. So that's how he was able to meet James O'Barr.
So you got a rough cut of that.
Well, no, he went to a theater to watch it.
Yeah, I saw it at the theater in New Orleans. We were there for a week for journalism convention. They handed us notepads afterwards with questions on them, and we had to fill out all the surveys, and parts got cut from the movie afterwards, and they expanded on other parts of them. And
so you were a test audience, so to speak.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So here's the funny thing: the movie was written by Goyer. So these are some of the movies that he had written before: Death Warrant, Kickboxer 2, Demonic Toys, Dollman versus Demonic Toys, The Puppet Masters, The Crow, City of Angels, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV movie with David Hasselhoff.
Wow.
Dark City. So it's funny that Robert was saying, talking about The Crow, because Dark City was also, it was directed by, that was directed by the guy, Pressman, right? Or the one who did The Crow? Or produced, it was produced? Something like that.
Pressman or Prowess?
I don't, either way. Then right after the same year Dark City came out, Blade came out. Then he wrote Blade 2, Trinity. He did the screenplay story for Batman Begins. He did the story for Dark Knight. He did Jumper. He did the screenplay story for Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance. The screenplay story for Man of Steel. Uncredited additional writing for Godzilla. He was a creator. He was a creator for the Constantine TV series.
Marulus? Oh.
He wrote Batman vs Superman, Constantine. For the VR series, Vader Immortal. He's doing the Sandman 2021 TV series. He's the creator for that. He's writing. Is he
like a studio guy? Just a studio guy they just throw everything to when they need a writer?
I don't know, but the stuff that he wrote, you can see kind of like the that style with all of his movies, with Blade. I mean, with his writing, and I guess what's his name? Oops, there we go again. With Will Smith, Wesley Snipes is. What? Everybody's leaving again?
I was gonna say you vanished into your background. Will vanished into his background a second ago, unless he just disappeared.
Has he come back?
You waiting for him? Yeah, you did.
All we saw was your background a second ago.
Yeah, no, I walked away. My wife's in the other room.
And then Will disappeared.
You can tell from the story. It's kind of hard to really talk about the Blade series if you guys haven't seen it. Guillermo del Toro did the second one, which is the reason Ron Perlman's in it. I don't know. Blade had that. I like how Robert put it. Richard will know the reference. I'll explain it to you in a little bit, Will. But he said that Blade was created like the way Ray creates characters. He's a vampire, but nothing works on him that usually works on him, and he can be in the daytime. And when we were doing our comic universe, Robert, Richard, me, and my friend Ray, when he created his character, anytime we said, okay, well, if we were going to have like a little crossover storyline, okay, well, our guy would attack you with this. Oh no, that doesn't work on him. He can't be mind controlled. He can't be shot. He can't. It's like he was like Cartman before Cartman.
He has no weaknesses.
Yeah, but so it almost looks like, it feels. I mean, for me, I talk to a lot of like people who are 10 years younger than me, and they are totally in love with Fast and the Furious. I guess this is how it is with me and these movies around this time with like Blade and The Matrix. I mean, I liked Blade. I like that, that series. So again, I don't know if it's because it was my, I was in my early 20s. I was still a teenager digging this stuff. You guys were already old with families and stuff at the time.
Maybe.
And then 98, where were you in 98?
98, I didn't have any kids yet. And I was 23 at the time, 24. Yeah, we're only 5 years apart, you and I.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're only 6 years apart, you and I.
Yeah.
Who you calling old?
And in 98, in 98, I was, I guess 98, I had a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I didn't see Blade. As
I saw Blade,
you know.
I remember. I just haven't seen it lately. I don't remember the movie. I've seen it maybe once or twice. That was it.
I got as far as when I tried to rewatch it. I got as far as the opening disco scene or the rave scene where the blood starts pouring on everybody and he wipes out everybody.
The bloodbath.
But I'm the type of person who only watches a movie once, maybe, and I won't watch it again. Maybe for the exception of a couple movies like The Godfather. I mean, yeah, The Godfather 1, I would watch that. But like Goodfellas, I'll watch that over and over again. But there's certain movies like I won't watch. I won't bother watching them again. Just
When Harry Met
doesn't have
Sally.
the same impact.
Yeah, that is a classic. When Harry Met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally.
Princess Bride is another movie.
Knew? The moving guy
Princess
knew?
Bride is good.
Have fun storming the castle.
Yeah. But, I mean, well, it's funny. I'm the youngest, and I still ended up having more kids than all of you combined.
Right? You beat me by how many kids you have? How many kids?
11.
11. So you beat me by 8.
I thought it was going to be closer. Oh, you beat me by 8. You beat my 8 kids. So yeah, wow. So what did you guys like about Blade?
Hey, I like the martial arts.
And again, that's what Wesley Snipes brought to.
That it was Passenger 57, you know. Passenger 57 is. I think that he did that movie before Blade, right?
Always Bet on Black. Yeah, it had to have been because I think we made fun of that at school.
Yeah. So he brought a lot of that over with him.
Well, I mean, he tried making, and it's funny because in part 3 in Blade Trinity, we're gonna skip, again, we're not gonna go into one end at a time, but Ryan Reynolds came out as Hannibal King. And if you watch this is Blade team up with Deadpool. I mean, the comedy that Ryan Reynolds brings, like everything's a one-liner. He, like Robert pointed out, he calls somebody thunder cunt. And when you first see him, he has a name tag that says, "Hi, my name is," and it's like F you, but so he's a constantly, because he just doesn't care anymore. He was a vampire, got cured, and now he just wants to, pretty much kill all the vampires, and he doesn't, care what it takes to do it. But it's his action, his one-liners. Granted, the moment I watched Deadpool, I felt like I was watching Van Wilder. That's what happened after he graduated from college. Finally, he became Deadpool. And because Ryan Reynolds, the only time Ryan Reynolds really didn't act like that, or like it wasn't, when you see him, he acts like Ryan Reynolds. But again, it's funny. Blade Trinity is considered the worst out of all 3, and Rob and I were kind of talking about this, and it's almost. He said, it took a big turn from the first 2. The first 2 had that dark feel. Part 2 was Guillermo del Toro, so it had that dark. I think the only reason he didn't do Trinity was because he went to go do Hellboy or something like that. But this part 3 had Triple H in it. He wasn't that bad, and I think they were hoping that would be like the Scorpion King for him, and that would create, everybody, let's do something with him, as a main star, but that never worked out. Richard, do you remember Mighty Wind and Best in Show? This had John Michael Higgins and Parker Posey in this movie. If you look them up, you'll know who they are. But those two were actually in the folk group together in Mighty Wind with Parker Posey. He was like the redo, like the. But those two came out. Jessica Biel came out. Dominic Purcell. Of course, Chris Christopherson came back as Whistler because he kept dying, but I guess he was going through Cocoa. You had a lot of people in this. You had Patton Oswalt in this movie.
Oh wow! You serious?
Yeah. Eric Bogosian. And it's considered the worst out of the three. People do not like this movie. And again, like we were, Robert and I were talking about this earlier this week. This actually felt more like a Marvel movie. The action, the pacing, the lighting. Like I said, the first two were real dark. It was, Rob said they could have very easily have done a Night Stalkers offshoot because of, the team that he had. Jessica Biel played, was it Whistler's daughter or granddaughter or something like that? It was Abigail Whistler. So you had like, I think they were maybe hoping for a possibility of, hey, we can franchise this out and make other, spinoffs and things like that. But again, it wasn't well received. It took a totally different, direction than the first two. Again, I thought it was enjoyable, as I do with most comic movies. There's not a lot of comic movies that I don't accept, except for anything with the Dark Phoenix in it. Not too long ago, I guess I had some self-hating thing, and I went and watched it, and it's like they took characters and just said, "Oh, I don't care who they are. I'm just going to write a story and place these characters in it." Out of all the X-Men movies, I mean, I'll accept. The only reason that I accept Apocalypse is because to me that was the most faithful comic costumes that they had. For the fact they had Psylocke and actually had her looking like I would have thought Psylocke would have looked like. But yeah, I enjoyed this movie. Again, it's on Hulu. If you guys, I don't even if you have Hulu.
Yeah, that's what I started watching it on again.
So yeah, I think I've seen Trinity twice, 1.5 times, or I've seen part 2 a couple times. Part 1 I've seen a lot. Again, it's early on, I would, oh, hey. And that does it for the show.
And that's the meaning of life.
Yes.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
How do I throw you as the host back?
Oh, I'm back. That's why my name converted.
The man behind the mask.
Because all of a sudden it told me you're now the host, and I'm like, no.
You did a good job.
So
Krakoa.
So now that you're back, it looks like Will's back.
Well, I'm trying to get all my books off the bed. My wife got to get. I'm on the bed, right? My wife's on the couch, and I'm trying to get her on the bed.
Where the magic happens.
The magic happens.
Oh, yeah, magic. Yeah.
That's why he has all them Spider-Woman books all over the bed.
Yeah.
Like rose petals, baby.
All right. I mean, where did you end off, or where are you about?
The whole trilogy of Blade.
These two pulled a Carlos, and they haven't seen 2 or 3.
I'm gonna go see 3 right now.
What about 2? You've heard enough of 2, or what?
He's gonna come back with the Deadpool mask on.
Yeah, they haven't watched part 2 or 3, so I was bringing up. You'd be proud, brother.
Yeah, I kept thinking that, man, it would be kind of interesting to see a crossover with Ghost Rider and Blade in the Midnight Suns.
And Trinity was in 2004. Blade Trinity was in 2004.
Before he went to jail.
I like how he doesn't really use those knives.
Dude, Yeah, in the first one, I think maybe he used them once, and then I don't know if it was part 2 or whatever, where they show it go. He misses everybody, and then boomerang back to him, and then he does one of these. He looks at the camera holding the thing, and I'm like, oh Lord. Overall, they are what they are. They're superhero movies. He was brooding and mysterious in the first one. And then in the second one, they decided to make him more playful, where he would do more jokes or the other ones. They established a lot of the mysticism, trying to find out something of the past. And they just go ahead and dig out the past in this part 3, dude. And there he is. There's Dracula. We don't have to mess with the past or the mysteries or whatever. Here he is in the flesh, and let's just go on and let's do an adventure here in modern day. You know what I mean? This guy acclimated to modern day time. Like I like that about Zod. And then you know what? That's what I also liked about the Shazam bad dude in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like
the
that
fish out of
lot.
water kind of thing. I really like those setups. This one is like this Dracula dude in Blade Trinity. Oh man, I got it. It's this, and then he morphs into different people, and this, that, and the other. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that was some of it. Where for being a 2-hour movie, I didn't really go anywhere. I mean, it was what it was. Like I said, it was a fun movie. We got an adventure. We're trapped. We need to escape. We left one of our guys behind. We got to go get him, and you know what I mean. It was like,
this is the way.
Yeah. And then you know, and like when I saw the first one, it didn't dawn on to me until you just mentioned that was, I actually thought Matrix was before this, because I was going to say, man, they just took all this shit from the Matrix.
Yeah, no, the Matrix took.
Right. Matrix took the long overcoats. We're going to go straight into the building, give no fucks about everything, and shoot up everybody. Everything like you saw in the Matrix when Trinity and Neo go into that headquarters, right? And we're gonna go in. That's basically what these dudes did. They just went straight in, didn't give a care.
And that didn't happen though, because like I said, Trinity didn't happen until 2004. But they had that feel of Blade in the Matrices trilogy, I guess.
Right.
The Matrices movies. Is that how you would say it? But I started going through a list of the actors for them, and I guess surprised Will a lot about Patton Oswalt.
They did have comedians. They sprinkled comedians.
Eric Bogosian.
Yeah, classic guy. He ever since I remember seeing him in talk radio, which is not fair because I know he'd come in other performances in Oliver Stone films before, but he managed to play the heavy in a lot of the Kingpin guy. I mean, he was in Uncut Gems, dude. He was in all these films as the tough, and he plays that role pretty good. Norman Reedus, obviously an early role.
That was part 2. Yeah, I didn't get to that one because I kind of skipped over 2.
Yeah,
because I wanted to kind of touch on how even that it was the big change. Like you had said, I told him, like you had said, it felt more like a Marvel movie, the flow of it, and again, they had a lot of big name people. I think they were hoping for I think Triple H was hoping this would be like his Scorpion King,
right,
where it would get him noticed. I thought he did a pretty good job in it. But it just,
I mean,
something about him that,
well, I mean, they tried to make it hip. They got rid of, Chris Christopherson.
No, they didn't. He was in it.
Yeah, but they got rid of him so they could put the daughter,
Abigail.
Yeah. and
Blade attacked me.
And, so they established the girl, and then they end up having him come back as he's in there for a little bit, and then Dracula ends up looking like him, and tries to.
Spoilers, they haven't seen it.
Anyway,
the first movie, like I said, I feel paved the way for movie companies to say we can start delving into this comic book realm. We have these licenses that we haven't done crap for, so let's go ahead and use them.
By
this
the
was
time
the canary.
Right, but by 2004, what other movies have already been established as this? The Spider-Man franchise is already off and going, and
right, 2001, 2001,
and X-Men was 2000.
Have we got to Iron Man at this point yet?
No.
May 2nd, 2008, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, The Incredible Hulk, 2008, June. Then you had Iron Man 2 in 2010, Thor 2011, Captain America 2011, Marvel's Avengers 2012.
How many X-Men movies were out by the time Iron Man came out? Because by the time Blade ended, that's what I'm saying. By the time Blade ended, because again, I remember I was in Virginia Beach when we watched
2000. X-Men came out in 2000.
Wow, man.
And then 2003, X2, X-Men Last Stand, 2006.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it went that far back.
Yeah, so X-Men was I guess they were getting set up because I guess you would say, and Blade had.
And I know because then I watched Spider-Man also in
Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach. Yeah, because I was in Virginia Beach from 2000 2002, and I remember, because they pulled the commercial for the Twin Towers Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's right. That was 2000. Yeah, I remember that.
Which means Lilo and Stitch came out around the same time.
Great movie.
Because at the end, I don't know if at the end when the plane's going down, in the original Lilo and Stitch, it was going through a city, and so they changed that because of 9/11. So they even changed the cartoon. Yeah,
people got a theme music.
That's Will's outro music.
It's the Mimi. It's the Mimi song.
Fun.
All right.
Fun. All right.
Alrighty, Will. All right.
Later.
All right. All right, let's do the whole thing over. No, I'm just joking. They're probably listening to that right now on Facebook time. All right, so that's, I guess, Blade. And around
in a nutshell.
No, this is Blade in a nutshell. Help! I'm in a nutshell.
I am in a nutshell.
So you're gonna end up having to pull it from Facebook again.
Yeah, the infamous fate. Yeah, dude, I don't know what happened. The next thing I know, and I thought everybody got shut down, and then it started processing the file. And I'm like, wait a minute, if I stop that, then I lose all of that and have to do it over again. And I was like, wait a minute, I think the dudes are still on the show.
Yeah, because we were going through Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like, Doc, where did you go, Doc? It felt like that. I was waiting for a postcard to or some message to come to the door that, we're still here, Marty. But I'm stuck in 1855. 1855?
1885.
Okay, yeah, well.
100 years, or was it 60? What would it say? No.
Yeah, by the time
the
I got
clock tower was celebrating its 100th year.
Yes.
So the clock tower was celebrating, and they made it.
So it was 1885.
1885.
1885. Okay. I kept annoying my wife, whatever part 3 she did watch, because I kept thinking of all the different crossovers I would have loved to seen, because I saw him peel out in the car in the beginning. He has this little battle. I think here he is, the whole thing explodes. He walks out, he's being Blade, establishing himself in Blade. And then, he uses the blade real quick, and he, does a little look to the camera, and then he takes off in the car, and, he's chasing some dudes down. But when he peeled out in the car, I kept thinking, you know what? They should have had Blade versus the Fast and the Furious. Because of his car, and he's racing. It's like, hey, what's up?
Oh, and then they could do it now with Paul Walker, because then he'd be like the undead.
And jeez, and they all have Spirit of Vengeance.
Oh, then we can get Eleanor in there. That way, you bring Nicolas Cage back in.
Oh, geez, there you go, everything. But I mean, isn't that what he is anyway? He's got the car on fire, Reyes. The Reyes Ghost Rider or whatever, he's all in fire. Anyway, so they got a car version of Ghost Rider, but then I started thinking, Back to the Future and Blade, how would that play out? I don't know.
That would be the alternate timeline.
Exactly, the DeLorean there.
That would be the bad part of town. That's how Hill Valley
he
got
wakes
bad.
up and he's like, "What are you doing in my house?" And
you're always a slacker. You're always a slacker.
And what was another one? I was trying to think of another crossover that I kept thinking about. Well, of course, then I started thinking about the Ghost Rider. That I thought that would have been kind of a cool kind of thing. And then, you know what?
Morbius would have been nice.
Oh yeah, I mean, even
Doctor Who.
And I wonder if anybody, you know how they do these deep fakes? I wonder if somebody would do that and just stick Deadpool in this whole movie. Everything that Ryan Reynolds did there, just switch him out with Deadpool, and so you have Deadpool, and he's always making these jokes. And I mean, because that's what it's like.
Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Keep going.
Yeah. I can't visualize anybody else other than whenever he's doing that voice, and it's like joke after joke after joke after joke. Every line that comes out of Ryan Reynolds' mouth in that Trinity movie is a joke after joke after joke, and
that's why
they didn't like.
They got rid of his mouth in
the Wolverine, because he just would have kept going and going and going and going.
And then he fixed it.
Yeah, what was it?
At the end of Deadpool.
Did they explain why they? Yeah, I don't want to get into much deep into that, but did they explain why?
They did explain that his fixes on all his movies that he did at the end of Deadpool was considered canon because it was done in a Marvel movie.
Right, but I'm saying when he didn't have a mouth, did they explain why they made Weapon whatever Z or whatever they called him? Why he didn't have a mouth?
Well, even in the movie, they said he ran at the mouth too much.
So they eliminated that part. Okay. The fact that we talked about Blade. They had news. They had news that they're right now currently looking for the writer that will write the next Blade. The next Blade is going to be. Do you all know who the next Blades are? They already announced who Blade's going to be. He's actually a good actor. He's probably going to be. I don't know. Wait. No, we have some Oscar dudes that are in the MCU, right? That are in the main roles, or no?
Ryan Reynolds. Hasn't he won an Oscar?
What Oscar did he win?
Wasn't it for The Proposal, or wasn't it for?
No.
Yeah. The Proposal.
I know Anthony Hopkins, but I'm saying like a dude in the main role, like no, right? We don't. This guy is an Oscar winner. And he came out.
Didn't Jr. get?
No, he did.
Hugh Jackman has.
Yeah, he did. Well, you know what? Samuel Jackson, right? There's Samuel Jackson.
Didn't he win for the Greatest Show on?
Yeah, but he's not an MCU. But
well, he's Marvel. Wolverine.
No. He's not MCU yet. I don't even. Well, no,
Robert
he's
Downey
not.
Jr.
Well, yeah,
Robert Downey
Chaplin.
Jr. won for Chaplin.
Yeah, Chaplin. But I'm trying to think of other characters. So anyway, he's going to join. Yeah, he's going to join the list of the. Yeah, this guy's a multiple winner, and so they got him on board to. I believe if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's right. No, they did it. They did it at the Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. They surprised everybody, and he came out with the Blade hat on. Everybody was like, "What?"
Yep.
I remember that now.
He came out in. Have you ever seen Remy?
Didn't Mystique win an Oscar?
Yeah. Who? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I was going to say Anna Paquin.
Yeah, I saw Remy.
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, she's multiple. She's like the new Meryl Streep or whatever.
Like the Silver Lining. Yeah.
Yeah. No, she is, dude. She's won like a whole bunch of crap. She's probably the most Oscar winner of all these actors and stuff like that. But yeah, they announced it. They are currently in the search for a writer. Donny Cates threw his name saying, man, I would love to write that. And then the wrath came on him. And he goes, yeah, you know what? I know I was playing around, but I erased all those tweets. And yeah, maybe a person of color should write that script.
He probably had an on his live feed too.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too.
Sally Field won an Oscar.
Yeah,
and she played Aunt May.
Yeah, but I'm talking main.
She's important. She's important. Marissa Tomei won an Oscar.
Marissa Tomei.
Yeah, there you go. So all the Aunt Mays.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know what? Probably the other Aunt May won something too.
Well, who was the first one? Judi Dench? Or what?
So in Homecoming, Civil War, you had a Marvel movie that had 2 Oscar winners in the same.
Yeah.
And they were in a movie. They were movies together too.
Yep.
They were the Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, right there.
Wow. Yeah, that's right. That's right. 2 Oscar winners, and it's like a reunion of sorts.
Yeah. When you find the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, you want the rest of your life to start right now.
Wait, they did that in Scrubs.
Yeah.
He was trying to come up with his vows, and Carla's brother helped him, and he didn't realize it was all the vows from When Harry Met Sally. He's like, I love when you think you have that little crinkle in your nose, and when you order things, and they're like, wait, what? I gotta watch Scrubs again.
You're high maintenance, but you don't know you're high maintenance. You're the worst kind. You want everything on the side.
So that's it for Blade. We established that he does have a movie, got a writer, and that's they're looking for the writer right now. I guess that's going to take it. I guess, there's no 2022. All right, well, that is another episode of the Rip Comics podcast. Next week, we will focus on something that is near and dear to all of us, and it's Akira. We are going to focus on the impact and the after effects of what Akira did to us, and probably the whole universe for that matter. Until next time, I'm Rob.
I'm Roll.
I'm Rich.
Keep ripping.
Ripping.
Ripping.